At the beginning of the season, we knew that the Chicago Bulls ultimately had to make a decision between the contracts of Ayo Dosunmu and Coby White. And I have reached my decision. And on today's episode, I'm here to let you all know why the Chicago Bulls should now prioritize Ayo Dosunmu over Coby White. Y'all know we're going to talk about it, break it all down, but you got to hear the music first.
Cognac, gang.
Shy Boys Podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I'm holding it down on today's daily episode. So if you're tuned in, love talking Bulls basketball, and ready to hear what I got to say. And if you enjoy what I say, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. But hey, this is one of those days that was a tough decision coming into the season for myself, and I'm pretty sure for a lot of Chicago Bulls fans. But after watching that game last night and seeing the Chicago Bulls up until this point, it is time. It is time to see some new faces in Chicago Bulls uniform. Now, I can go out there and start off with Billy Donovan because I believe he is the main culprit of all of this, all of the dysfunction that we're seeing on the basketball court. I can go on and talk about Arturas Carnasova and Mark Eversley in the front office and make them also a part of that group of things I'm tired of and ready to see go. I even want to go out there and plan a campaign to where all of us in Bulls Nation pick a date and go to United Center and just yell fire everyone through the entire game. But I know it's not going to be possible. So we got to go out there and try to see how we can make things a lot better for the sake of our sanity when it comes to the Chicago Bulls. Again, that decision that we had talked about early in the season where we had to make a decision when it comes down to Coby White and Ayo Dosunmu and who should you resign? Can you resign both of them? And who should be in trade talks? Who should be reserved as a guy that should remain on the team? In my decision, I think Ayo Dosunmu should remain with the Chicago Bulls. I think that it is time to see Coby White go on and flourish somewhere else. This is not to go out there and say that Coby White is not a good player. I can go out there and read off a bunch of stats too. I'm blue in the face and you are covering your ears. But y'all know I believe in stats is just one part of the discussion. And I like to go off what my eyes are telling me when I watch basketball, when I watch football, so on and so forth. And I've come to the conclusion up until this point that the Chicago Bulls should prioritize Ayo Dosunmu because Ayo Dosunmu is the guy I believe is a more winning player than Coby White. I'm not saying better, but I think that he is more of a winning player when it comes to how I would like to see the Chicago Bulls be made up. Now, we can go out there and have many, many discussions about Ayo Dosunmu. One thing we all can agree on is that Ayo Dosunmu, he's undervalued right now. He's underpaid right now. Ayo Dosunmu, man, he's a spectacular basketball player. He has an offensive game that has given him the opportunity to be shooting some in career numbers from the 3-point line. And we always knew that $7 million per year, he was gonna, outplay that contract, and that he did. We know that when it comes to the fit for Ayo Dosunmu, we look at how Ayo Dosunmu can get down the hill, how Ayo Dosunmu is a guy that can be a one-man transition player, or he can go out there and push the pace effectively in transition alongside others. Defensively, we know that Ayo Dosunmu has a couple children around the NBA, and we already know that Ayo Dosunmu can defend multiple positions. We'll just say 1 through 3 just to be on the respectful side. And his impact in my evaluation, when I watch Ayo Dosunmu, you don't see Ayo Dosunmu go out there and make a bunch of bonehead plays. Can it pop up? Absolutely. But then at the same time, you still look at Ayo Dosunmu and his impact defensively with team communication and all the things that you need him to do. He does that and more. We watched the game yesterday and looked at him during the Miami Heat game in the fourth quarter, and he was absolutely outstanding beside all the things that were going on throughout the entire game. The Bulls absolutely looked lost. The Bulls absolutely looked like they wasn't ready to play. They didn't know what they were supposed to be doing. And Ayo Dosunmu damn near willed this team to a victory, but his unselfishness kept him from continuing to press his foot on the gas in the fourth quarter, alongside with some bonehead plays made by his teammate. Now, the same thing could be said about Coby White when you talk about how he fits with the Chicago Bulls. He's a guy that can go out there and shoot the three, on most nights very well. But last night, it wasn't really good. And I'm not just, going to crap on him for one game. But there was some issues that I had in that game last night with Coby White, with some bonehead turnovers, with some costly mistakes when it came to shot selection. And Coby White's defense has never been, elite, but we've seen him go out there and perform at a decent level during his time with the Chicago Bulls. And I think impactfully, he can go out there and give you some things offensively that some people just around that league can't do. Wouldn't say elite, but really, really good. You know what I mean? So he has some impact alongside Ayo Dosunmu. But again, it all circles back around to me feeling the more winning player is Ayo Dosunmu. When we talk about money as well, we're looking at Coby White, who's potentially going to command upwards of, we'll just say $20 million or $25 million. I don't think Ayo Dosunmu is going to command that type of money, but I do think he will make it tough on the Chicago Bulls because he is deserving of more money than that $7 million per year that he's been playing for the last few seasons. And when we talk about how this team needs a reshape, needs to continue to build and get better, hey, I think the more valuable piece right now will be, at least on the trade market from what it appears, to look like, is Coby White, because teams feel like that scoring proudness that he can bring to their team will do that team that much better. But I think long term, if we comparing Coby White to Ayo Dosunmu, I think that the long-term solution for the sake of the Chicago Bulls have to prioritize Ayo Dosunmu. I believe in that now. I was stuck in the middle. You know what I mean? At the beginning of the season, because Coby White is a player who can get hot, who can go on streaks, who can get players of the week, who can get players of the month. But that does not mean anything if I have to constantly sit here and look at a team in the Chicago Bulls play down the competition and lose to the Indiana Pacers 3 times, and they're the worst team in the Eastern Conference. It means absolutely nothing to me. What's more sustainable? The player that's going to go out there and not only pass, help you set up offense, play defense, or the guy that just can go out there and score 20 points and then give up 20 on the other end, or go out there and make costly mistakes. You know what I mean? I think that, hey, some people will pick their poison and point out, hey, this is a guy that's over here on this specific team who's dropping 30 and their team is winning, or they have a better standing to, the in the rankings of their winning percentages and all that stuff. That's cool, fine, and dandy. But at the end of the day, I think if you want to build and have sustained success, it starts with having good players on your team. And Ayo Dosunmu is a great 6-man. If you need him to start, he's a great starter. And I think he's good enough. And I think he should be prioritized over everybody else, especially when it comes to the guys that's being mentioned in trade talks. I think he should remain in Chicago Bulls at least for the next few seasons. And I want to encourage everybody, don't fall in love with them being close to 500. Don't fall in love with people coming up and saying they've been injured. We can't blame injuries because there are a number of teams around the league that are dealing with some injuries and they're still playing solid basketball. That's what it comes down to. I don't have aspirations of saying that the Chicago Bulls are going to the Eastern Conference. I am not oblivious. I just want to watch good basketball. That shit we watched last night hurt my eyes. Literally hurt my eyes. And I understand that Josh Giddey wasn't there, but there still should be a sense of, can we play basketball the right way? In this team, alongside with Coby White, alongside with Ayo Dosunmu, they just did not have it going. And that's why I'm sitting here saying that we need to move some faces. You know what I'm saying? We already can't really blow it up, because who you blowing up? Nobody really is valuing these people that we have on this team currently. The front office is overvaluing players like Nikola Vucevic. You're out of your damn mind if you think you're getting a first round pick for Nikola Vucevic. It's not happening. It's not happening. And the same thing can be said with some of the expiring guys. You know what I mean? The Kevin Huerters of the world. Who's really going to go out there and give you the world for Kevin Huerter? That is not to say that these guys are bad players. It's just that when you are faced with reality, you have to look at the reality. And the reality is, if you want new faces to enter the building, the front office has to wake up and they have to understand this ain't what's going to be feasible for us to move faces, to bring new players in so we can evaluate those players and we can continue to move. I understand the want to be competitive. I understand that 100%. But competitiveness, it starts with at least playing basketball the right way. And there's many, many nights, even with Josh Giddey in the lineup, these guys are not playing basketball the right way. How many times do we have to sit up here and watch these guys see a matchup in the paint with Nikola Vucevic on the guy that's smaller than him and they don't feed him? But then it's a double-edged sword because when Nikola Vucevic does have the smaller play on him, he can't back him down. He couldn't back Norman Powell down last night. And that's not just the only example. So this team needs to make moves. And then when it comes to these decisions with some of our most, important players, these guys, it's time to move, bro. It's time to move. We've seen 3 losses to the Indiana Pacers just come up. Boom. In the first game, Siakam hit a game winner. Second game, he dropped 36 and they blew us out. The last game, we had a 14-point lead and we lost. We have not won since Derrick Rose retirement night. Damn, did Derrick Rose walk off with the winning ways too? Damn, D Rose, you couldn't leave us no favor, bro. No favor. Because right now, the Bulls are down in the dumps once again. And we still have 2 matchups versus the same Miami Heat team, bro. Same Miami Heat team. And I want everybody just to remember, we had a 7-game losing streak before. We had a 5-game losing streak before. And again, we cannot blame injuries. We cannot blame the chemistry. Nobody cares about if you like or love somebody. Do your damn job. Put these guys in a position so we could be a lot better. I think that the decision has been made for a lot of different people. There's no need to hold on and try to make some type of playoff push. And that, like, at the end of the day, there's no need to try to make up for anything when it comes to trying to say, hey, let's try to make some moves to push for the playoffs. No. The whole night broadcast last night, they kept showing the Bulls losing to the Heat in the last 3 years in a play-in. They kept showing it. That's what we're destined for right now. Another play-in berth. I've been saying it for the last few weeks. There is nothing wrong with taking 2 steps back to move 3 steps forward. And I'm going to feel like that until I'm blue in the face. But if they don't make any moves, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be the same headaches. It's going to be the same headaches. Wouldn't you rather have a team of young guys that at least play basketball well and play hard and maybe take a few losses than a team that goes out there and take you on a roller coaster ride to have you believe that they can turn the corner and potentially grab the 6th seed, and then they just go out there and versus lesser teams around the league and play like dumpster juice, and then ultimately end up in a play-in again and win a play-in game, and then get in the second play-in game to make you feel like you're going to the playoffs just for them to do the same bullshit that they was doing the entire season? Decisions have been made, bro. It's time. There's no need to pussyfoot around this anymore. We know faces have to move on. Let's move them. Let's move them. It's time. And that, I think that all of us have to accept that. Some people have, some people haven't. I get it. It's now time to correct things. The front office, hey, we can go out there and say they, are learning, but okay, have you learned that you need to take advantage of the opportunity that is right in front of you. Now, I will throw this caveat in there. There are a lot of teams waiting on Giannis Antetokounmpo's decision and where he's going to go, especially with some of the names that have been thrown out with him being mentioned in the trade talks. I understand that. The league ain't going to move pretty much until Giannis Antetokounmpo is moved. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you need to be ready to go. You need to be ready to pick up the phone and get it moving. Real talk. That goes for Coby. Unfortunately, I'm going to still cheer for him, but it goes for Coby. It goes for Vooch. Herder. You ain't getting rid of P. Will, guys. I'm sorry. Nobody's taking P. Will because for the love of God, how can he play all these damn games and constantly put up donuts every time? And I'll be ranting if I go down that road with Patrick Williams. I'll be ranting if I go down that road with Patrick Williams, bro. It's just absolutely ridiculous on how this guy continues to get minutes and he's shit. It's trash, bro. But hey, my decision has been made when it comes to the Ayo Dosunmu and Coby White dilemma, if that's what you want to call it. Let me know how you feeling down below. Do you think the Chicago Bulls should prioritize Ayo Dosunmu over Coby White now? Or do you have it flipped in reverse? You would like to prioritize Coby White instead of Ayo Dosunmu. I think it makes sense for me. Let me know if it makes sense for you. But hey, that is it for me today, y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning into another episode. Before y'all get up out of here, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell as well, man. I appreciate y'all. Make sure you always see red, and y'all already know. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one for sure. Peace.
Cognac. Gang.